Welcome everybody to our training on freelancing in the global IT world. I'll introduce myself properly, but I have here on the training with me my colleague as well, and she'll also introduce herself. So I'll do the talking and we'll proceed from here. I'm so excited that everyone has joined, and I look forward to a quick and effective training session. Okay? All right. So, who am I? My name is Gideon. My name is Gideon Saki. I'm a lead trainer for this session. I happen to be the Dean of Students with the Azubi Africa Graduate Program. I love people a lot, so I love the role that I'm able to interact with people. And I love training, mentoring, teaching, and that is exactly what I do. So I love my job, okay? I've had the opportunity to be a technical test engineer as well. And I do have a degree in information technology, okay? But that's not all about me. As we can see here, you see Azubi Africa. Now, what is Azubi Africa about? I just want to give a quick introduction to Azubi Africa, and then you realize that also even in our training as we go along. Azubi Africa program is basically a performance training program. And what we do is that we are certified, and then the third phase is for you to get hired. So it's a blended program that combines both training, certification, and then job employment. The great thing about this is that the certifications you receive even during this program, they are industry standard Microsoft certifications. And there have been several surveys and researches that have come out to indicate that anyone who has some kind of Microsoft certification automatically gets an employment boost, sort of, the ability to earn more, the earning potential, which is about 40% earning potential than you used to have with your current set of skills. Our program is also highly inclusive, and we make the dedicated effort to include women and then to also include persons with disabilities. So what we've done is that we've created a platform that allows persons with disability to participate in our program. Currently, we even have an ongoing program with 10 people with disabilities that are able to partake fully in our program. We have persons with visual impairments, persons with hearing impairments, and then physical challenges as well. So we have all that in our program. We have over 30% participants also as women in tech, and we are gearing for women to be in tech as well. We love that. So if you want to find out about our Azubi Africa program, yes, you can check us out on www.azubiafrica.org. There'll be a lot more detail on there. Belinda, you can quickly share or introduce yourself as well.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Belinda Osei-Tutu. You can call me Bill, so you can just refer to me as Bill in the chat. I'll be moderating the chat, answering your questions. If you have any question, you could just post it in the chat. I'm a trainee with Azubi, so yes, inclusiveness, women in tech. It's going to be an exciting time. We are going to be learning about very new things and very wonderful things. And I hope you're all as excited as I am to learn these things and, hopefully enhance ourselves with them. So, Gideon, over to you.
All right, thank you, Belinda. Yes, Belinda decided to volunteer with us, and it's actually a practical experience she's having, and it's great. Thank you, Belinda, for joining. So our goals and objectives for today. First, we want to introduce, the world of freelancing and its opportunities, especially in this COVID period. And I think this is really important that we are able to identify opportunities instead of seeing all the bad going on. Secondly, we want to identify skills and then be able to assess ourselves for these skills and then how to actually acquire these skills as well. Thirdly, we're going to look at immediate and practical steps you can take to begin your freelancing journey. All right, so let's hop into the journey now. As a freelancer. So when we talk about freelancing or the freelancer, who is a freelancer? I'm sure most of our participants, whether you are aware or not, you've probably freelanced before in an informal way. Okay, you've probably gone on an errand for a friend and they probably gave you a few tips, or for an uncle or relative, or for a colleague or somebody. You've probably done some kind of work to earn some revenue. But in this sense, what we are talking about is an individual or entrepreneur who offers services to clients. Now, that person is intentional about what they are doing. Then is also able to offer these same or even different kinds of services to multiple clients. Now, if you are able to do this, you are falling within the freelance category, all right? And usually, one of the major features for freelancing is that it's usually short-term, or sometimes it's even one-time working agreements, okay? So you don't have the whole paperwork like you do with our normal traditional jobs, okay? So a freelancer, you want to look at these three main things. You want to see an individual entrepreneur. You also want to see someone who offers some kind of services. And then also, it's usually short-term, long-term, depending on the person you are contracting with, okay?
Okay.
Now, freelancing opportunities and then importance. So no one can actually sort of ignore the fact that we are in a COVID situation. And we've all come to terms with it. Not everybody, but you coming to terms with it, does that mean that you've just accepted the situation and you're doing nothing about it? What can you do even within these times? What can you do even amongst these times? Can you take advantages of the opportunities being made available? We can see a lot of organizations have quickly transformed to go digital and virtual. All right. A clear example is our Zubi Africa program, which was meant to be a blended program, physical and then virtual. Immediately the situation arose, we quickly switched to a virtual environment, and we've been doing it ever since. So we should be able to identify these opportunities and then be able to take advantage of them. What you need to know about freelancing. I'll speak about a few myths, and then I'll demystify them a little bit. And then also, we will look at classes we have, or Belinda will also ask you a few questions regarding whether you would like to be a freelancer or not. So I think the poll can start now. Would you want to be a freelancer or not? The reason why I'm asking this is just before we dive into the nitty-gritties of freelancing, we want to understand whether you even have a desire to be a freelancer or not. So you can start answering the poll as Belinda puts it there. So some things you need to know about freelancing. Now, people say that if you're a freelancer, you are your own boss. Is that true or not? Well, not really, because you are working for somebody. Whether the person is your client, yes, you manage your own time, but then you have to answer to the deadlines and then the timelines of the client or person you are working with. Okay, so you are not necessarily your own boss. Okay, people say that if you're a freelancer, you're not going to get anything. It's not worth anything. But I can tell you for a fact that it is worth something. And I have a personal story with freelancing from the year 2010 to 2015. I was freelancing, and this actually helped me go to school. It helped me also set up a business and a business in transcription services. I'll come to that story later on. Now, what you also need to know about freelancing is that you can work from anywhere. You can work from anywhere, especially in these periods when we are talking about freelancing. We are highlighting on digital freelancing. You being able to provide a service, you being able to do something in order to generate revenue for yourself. Now, let's look at the pros and cons of freelancing. The pros and cons of freelancing. Now, some of the pros is that you get to choose the time you want to work before you begin to work. So you get to choose the time you want to work before you begin to work. You have the flexibility of choosing whether you want to work in the morning, whether you want to work at night, whether you want to work in the afternoon, and then for how long. But this is usually or largely determined by the jobs available and then the kind of job you want to do. So that's one thing, that even though it's flexible, The con is that after you have dedicated yourself to do that job, immediately you have been constrained and it is something you need to deliver on that job based on the accepted agreement. Okay, so I've given you two right now, one pro, one con. Though you will not be receiving, for instance, employee benefits, healthcare benefits, insurance benefits. You won't be receiving those things. However, as an entrepreneur or individual entrepreneur, you will have the opportunity to actually perform or deliver a service without bearing any overhead costs. So there are no serious overhead costs, but then again, you also don't get the benefits, which is a con, the benefits that a normal employee in an organization would get. Okay, these additional benefits, it could be transportation, it could be insurance, it could be healthcare benefits, it could be other bonus benefits as well. So these are just a few of the pros and cons. Also, you do not necessarily determine how much you're going to earn except you have an exceptionally high skill level, which is also in demand. Unless your skill level is in demand, you are not going to earn as much as you anticipate you will earn. And if you're starting out as a freelancer, it is something that you gradually get there if you don't have any skill at all. But if you're already skilled, it is something you can easily make it as well. So they actually balance out. And then you as an individual need to actually look at this and then be able to see if this actually suits you as well. Okay, now let us go on. So the question is thrown to you. Is freelancing for you or not? Haven't heard these. Is freelancing for you or not? Is this something you'd like to engage in? Is this something you'd like to put your time in? Is this something you'd like to put in your efforts to yield the best results? Okay. All right. Belinda, do we have any comments?
Yes, someone says, he says he possesses CCNA qualifications. Does he meet the requirements to becoming a freelancer?
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah, we'll come to that. So let us identify the skills and services. Okay. So let's note that question. He says he possesses CCNA qualifications. Does he qualify to become a freelancer? All right. Now, we are looking at skill demands and acquisition, and it ties in perfectly to what we are dealing with here. So before you become a freelancer, you are looking at the market, okay? And there's our digital market. What skills are in high demand at this time? Even within this period, what skills are in high demand? And there are basic skills, there are intermediate skills, and then there are advanced skills. So basic skills would be the use of technology. Basic skills would be the use of what? Technology. Being able to use a computer, being able to use a mobile phone or a tablet device, you should be able to use these. Now, what other services are in high demand? We need to be able to see this. So communication services, graphic designing, we look at transcription services, we look at a host of other services, delivery services, look at a host of them. And platforms, online platforms and digital tools are able to give us that opportunity to actually take advantage of it and then be able to deliver on these. So first, what you want to do is that before you can become a freelancer, you want to first identify that, is this a skill in high demand? Because high demand skills, definitely people are willing to sometimes pay more for them, okay? Unfortunately, if a skill is in high demand and there's a lot of people who are producing that skill, you should know that there is competition. So be aware that there is competition and you need to set yourself above the rest. I will talk about this when we dive into the actual becoming a freelancer proper, okay? So now, how do you acquire these skills for immediate employment? before you even think of acquiring a new skill, you need to first assess yourself. Assess yourself. Where do you stand? The skills that you possess, what level are you on? Are you on the basic level, intermediate level, or on the advanced level, whereby you can say that you're a professional in this field? Whereby you can say that you're a professional when it comes to, let's say, CCNA, you have your qualification, professional certification. You can say you're an IT professional. And the great thing about this is that freelancing is not limited to only persons in IT. That is the amazing thing now. So we have a lot of caterers, event managers who are all doing freelancing. And all they need to do is to sign up to a website, put a few of their works there, their cakes and everything that they do, they put it there, and then they advertise themselves properly. They put their price there, and then people who want to get it actually get it. Okay? So first, you need to assess yourself. What skills do you have? You can identify your skills mainly by looking at the things you're able to do, one, with ease, the things you're able to do with competence, okay? With ease and with competence, and things that you're able to do repetitively to yield the same results. This will help you identify your skills. And if you're able to do this flawlessly, then you know you're on a level whereby people actually demand your services, okay? We go on. So let's look at some online platforms that can actually help us to acquire these skills, all right? And then after we've been able to acquire these skills, what are the online platforms that we can use to immediately start working? Now, we have two kinds of platforms when it comes to engaging with freelancing. We have platforms that deal with all manner of services. So the general ones, okay? It's like going to a shop that deals in all manner of goods. Then we have specific shops that only retail in certain kinds of goods. So freelancing is similar. We have platforms that deal in all manner of goods, all manner of services, and then specific ones that deal with only specific kinds of services. For us to be more targeted, we will focus on the specific ones today, okay? Belinda will take us through, but we'll give her a few moments to get set up and then she'll take us through them. So some of the online platforms we actually have available, we have Fiverr, we have Upwork, we have Transcribe Me, we have Green Design, I believe, and we have other platforms. I, for instance, have had a lot of experience with the transcription platforms, and they can be medical transcription, it can be general transcription, and you don't need much to acquire these skills. One, you can either Google the set of skills you want to acquire. We have Udemy. Nowadays, resources are free. We should be able to take advantage of these things, these opportunities. We have Udemy, we have LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning provides a 30-day free trial. So you're even able to do that and acquire sets of skills. And even with the skills, we can look at soft skills, technical skills. You can acquire any of them. You need soft skills to thrive in any kind of environment, okay? And then we can also look at, I believe, EDX. I believe we also have Microsoft Learn, and CNN also has a learning program, and all these places are popping up. So the opportunities are vast. The opportunities are vast. We have a few moments to do our demonstration. Belinda will take us through. While she's taking us through, I'll also be giving a few comments to also guide us, a few tips on what to do and what not to do as well. So Belinda, over to you.
Hi, Gideon. Okay. So there are some questions in the chat. Someone says, how is freelancing different from online selling? And then there's the nitty-gritties of freelancing. Someone is also asking if, as an administration specialist, he can be a freelancer. And they're also asking for sites to get freelancing jobs on. So those are just a few questions that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So someone is asking the difference between freelancing and then selling and then buying. Okay. So
yes,
just like
on online, yeah.
I think like we have these platforms, Tonaton and all those other platforms. Yes,
Instagram and
freelancing
all, yeah.
has to do with the service. Freelancing usually has to do with the service that you're providing. And you are actually selling that service and someone is buying that service. Okay, so they are quite similar, but freelancing usually has to do with a service that you're providing as well.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so
All
Belinda
right.
will just take us through.
Okay, sure. So this is a freelancing site. It's called Design Hill, and this is a specific site for graphic designers only. So when you open, like you can see here, designhill.com, it requires your email. So I'm just going to use a random email because I've used all my emails. Okay, and then it requires a password. Okay, I need to change the email because this has been used before. Okay, can I get an email address? Anybody to give me an email address
Yeah, I think it will be good to actually show them that
to
when
show
we
that the finished
show them,
work?
you can
Okay.
actually use your Google. You can actually use your Google email or any of your social medias to actually sign up. So it's very
Okay.
easy to sign up. Now the nitty gritties are when you come down to now being able to provide a service. Maybe Belinda will just take us through Design Hill. I think Design Hill covers a lot of those things.
Okay. So after going through the process of opening an account, it's quite an extensive process. They ask you for your name. They ask quite a number of things. So this is what you have. This is the interface that you have. Get started. Welcome, Belinda 82, and all of that. Agree to our code of conduct, and you have to do that. View our stance on plagiarism. This is very important because as a designer, you do not want to plagiarize somebody else's work. You need your work to be authentic. So yeah, there are some penalties if you plagiarize someone else's work. So this there are these are tabs that help you gauge and then follow your site. It helps you to go through how you are doing as a freelancer. This shows your customers. So okay, yeah, I haven't done any work, so it says no clients found. But if you've done some work for some people, you have your clients here. If you've ever entered a contest on Design Hill gives you the opportunity to enter contests. So you put up your designs against other people's own, and then if you win, you win. It all boosts your ability to get more clients. I haven't entered any contests, so I don't have any projects, no service, no archives. If you have all of that, they would show. This is your portfolio. So my profile is here, and then I have here my designs, I have my service. So all of these things are linked. So if I had written something, proper here, it would have been here. So you can talk about who you are, your work, and everything. And then yes, this was just an example, something that I put up. I didn't do this, so it's just something that I put up in order to enable me sign on. So upload design, you can always upload your design, you can always edit. So yeah, this is an example of a freelancing site, and then this is specific to designs, graphic designers. If there are other ones that you can equally sign on to, and they also have different interfaces, but this was just to give you an example of how it looks like if you sign on to a freelancing website.
Okay.
Gideon, you
Yes,
can
thank you,
take it on
Belinda.
from here.
So I just want to stress a few things, all right? We have very limited time to cover everything, and I would like you to understand. You can always reach out to us for more information. But I just want to quickly highlight that if you want to easily get set up, if you want to easily get started in something, you first need to assess yourself, see the kind of skills you have, and then look at your area of interest. Until you're interested in something, you won't keep at it for long. You need to be dedicated to what you're doing. And anything you are dedicating your time to and your money to, it means that you should be able to take it seriously. There is competition in freelancing on these sites, on these platforms. So we'll give you a few quick tips to actually allow you to be able to stand above the rest. Now, one quick tip is that make sure you build up your profile. How would you want to present yourself as a business person? Remember, you're an individual entrepreneur and you need to be able to present yourself properly. How do you want your clients to see you? Is that even the kind of name you choose determines the kind of clients you attract. Okay, your pricing determines the kind of clients you attract. So you want to keep a good balance. And then make sure you already have previous works or skills which you've demonstrated, and then you put it on there, all right? Such that people will easily be able to see your work, and then they'll be able to give reviews for that. And then what would help if you do not, or you haven't achieved or haven't gotten to the skill level that actually reaps a lot of money yet, is to make sure you develop on your skill over and over again. And then you start taking on small jobs. Look at the reviews and then you improve upon them. Take on small jobs, look at the reviews and then improve upon them. My personal story is that I did some transcription work for a company, and then with time, the company actually folded up. It was an American company, but the company then we now had the opportunity just using the internet, and we got on there. I started transcribing for news houses, online platforms, and I was using that to actually earn some money. So at that point in time, I was never interested in actually working in an organization because I was able to make some money. And with time, I realized that my skill grew. And then I was able to transform into medical transcription. The reason why medical transcription is so important or pays higher is that it has to do with people's lives. So they definitely pay higher rates and it's of higher quality as well. So by the constant practice, constant dedication, I was able to actually increase my earnings as well. Now, this is a skill that you don't require much of schooling or much of certification of sorts, but these are basic skills, typing skills, okay? Basic typing skills, basic listening skills, all right? Soft skills, how you interact with people, how you deal with clients. These are all very essential. We will not be able to go into all of them. Our time is some way, yeah, I think it's already up. We are 5 minutes past, but then if we could take a few quick questions and then we wrap it up.
Okay. Someone was asking if as an administration specialist, he can be a freelancer.
Yes, we actually have that as well, listed on Fiverr, on Upwork as well. You'll be able to get those kinds of gigs. Even with content management, I think Belinda and I were just discussing content management, with regard to people who manage YouTube and social media accounts and everything. All those skills, you can actually acquire them. And if you're already someone who is good with interacting with people, you can quickly start doing these things as well.
Okay, yeah. Someone is also asking how they can get in touch with us, I think, for more information.
Yes, our emails should be there. You can get in touch with us. If you go to the azubiafrica.org website, you'll see my email there. You can quickly contact me or send me a message and I'll gladly respond to you. Okay.
Okay. The last one was, I think someone asked what sites to get freelancing jobs, but I've posted a number of sites over there, so you can just go through it and then.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay, great. Yes, I think it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You all the best in your freelancing journeys, and then make the best out of these opportunities that have been provided and make the best out of the situation. Okay, everybody stay safe. Thank you for having us.
One last thing, Gideon.
Belinda, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, for those asking about where to get transcribing as a beginner and all, you can also use Google. Type over there, transcribing for freelancing in Google, and you have some of the answers you're looking for.
Yes, okay. There's a good website, Transcribe Me. Okay, Transcribe Me. Usually these websites have you do a test, and then once you do the test and you're able to pass, they start you off at a beginner's level. So understand, it's not a getting quick, rich quick scheme. Okay, you need to start from somewhere, and then once your skill level shows, you'll be able to start making some good amounts of money. All right. Okay. I think it's a wrap. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you. It's been a wonderful session.